Hello and welcome back to another XeroLinux video. Well, it's been a while since I released a video like this, a standalone video. Uh, I had to travel, and everything, so I'm back. For those of you who haven't watched the previous live stream of me coming back, I'm back. I'm back home, and in case you didn't know, I was in the UAE visiting my brother. It was a birthday gift from him. So he got me the tickets as a birthday gift. So I went and visited him and stayed there for a week, barely a week. So now that I'm back to normal scheduled programming. So before we get into today's video subject, don't forget to throw the video a like to help the algorithm and other people to watch, to see my videos. And like and subscribe and all the shenanigans. With that out of the way, today's video subject is Docker and Docker Compose, Docker containers, how to set up your home lab. Normally, people would choose to use something like Ubuntu Server or LXCs on Proxmox or what have you, but I got my ways. Each person has their preferences. I have mine. So mine is using Arch as a server for my home lab. Yeah, please don't call me crazy. Okay, all I'm talking about is Arch, base Arch. I'm not talking about installing KDE or GNOME or XFCE or Hyperland or any of those. We don't need those. It's a headless server, you know. So what does a headless server mean? A headless server means it's without a head, without a monitor. So all is the server is accessed either via SSH remotely or via the web browser. Basically, so once you have your services deployed, you access them via the browser, via IP, or something I'm not going to be going through in this video, Cloudflare. You set it. You forward your IP through Cloudflare to get a domain if you have a domain name. I'm not going to go through that because number one, my domain. I'm not going to show my domain information and such, and I don't know how to set up a test version. So please do not hate, because Arch Linux is just like any other Linux, more bleeding edge than other distros. Yes, there is a possibility for it to break, but nowadays the possibilities are rarer and rarer and rarer, especially when you use it as a headless server. Okay, so like Brody said in one of his videos, there are those 25% crazy people, or 25 people, crazy people who use Arch as a server. Well, I am one of those niche people, okay? So yeah, I use Arch. You can use Ubuntu server, Debian server, what have you. The choice is yours. I'm not saying that you should use Arch. I just use it because I know it so well, and whenever it breaks, if it breaks, I know how to fix it. I've been using it for 7 years, almost 8. So anyway, I'm not gonna make this intro too long. So let's get to it. All right, as you can see, this is a VM I have set up. It's base Arch. I'm not going to go through showing you how to install base Arch without a desktop environment or a window manager. Anyway, this is fast fetch just to get an idea of what the IP will be for our Docker containers. And yeah, this is proof that I'm running Arch Linux. Now, to install Docker, you have to do the following. I already set up the base because my internet connection is not so great, and I don't want to make you wait for the packages to download. So you do sudo pacman-s docker compose and docker build x. Docker build x is optional, but Docker and Docker Compose are essential. Those are what you need. You hit enter, they will install. And after that, you have to enable the service. You do sudo systemctl enable now Docker. And once you do that, you have to add yourself to the Docker group, so you don't have to run, you don't have to use sudo every time you run Docker Compose. Okay, so for this, I'm going to show a few examples. Once we have those set up, create a directory. I'm going to be using Portainer as you saw from the prompt. So for Portainer, you have to create the Docker Compose. I already created it. You do nano compose. I don't call them docker-compose. It's too long, so I just call them compose. So this is what the Portainer compose file looks like. Okay, so the volumes, like in this example, is I set it up in home 0.config app data Portainer, which points to inside the container data. As for the ports, you can change that to whatever you want, just increment it by 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. I set it up to what the guide has on the website. I use 9000 and 9443. 9000 is not HTTPS, but if you want to access it through 9443, 9443 equals HTTPS. I just put both so I can access it via HTTP and HTTPS. You can just have either or. I recommend both, but if you want to deploy it online and expose it online using tunneling, I would recommend you remove 9000. Keep the 9443. Okay, and for the socket, it has to have access to the Docker sock. And then image, here it points to which image to pull. It's Portainer Community Edition, CE, because there's a paid version of Portainer. No regular user needs the enterprise version. Portainer CE is just enough. And of course, the latest tag. They in their guide, they stick it to a certain version. I just put latest, so we can always, whenever we update, we get the latest version. And of course, the volume data. Once you have that done, the command is docker space compose. I don't know why Debian is still using docker-compose, which has been deprecated. And you do up and then -d to start it up as a daemon, meaning in the background. So you do docker up. It will pull the image. Since I already pulled it, it's not going to pull it. It's just going to show me that it's running, but wait for it to finish pulling. It's going to create the network as well. And once that's done, we go to the IP. The IP address, as we saw in fast fetch, was 192.168.122.181. And then at the end of it, we add the port, 9000 or 9443. If you use the 9443 port, you have to prefix that with HTTPS. So now we are setting up Portainer. So admin, I'm going to leave it at admin, and it has to be 12 characters long. So I'm just going to make this instance will disappear. I'm going to delete it. And of course, remove that so they don't collect any data. Create user. And now you go through the wizard. So since it's connected to the Docker sock, we create this one. Then we click here, and that's it. Now you can go crazy, start adding your containers. The way you add your containers is you go to stacks, add stack, and I have set up, I didn't set up any, but I prepared some. You go look, I'm going to leave it up to you to go to Docker Hub and find the services you need. But I'm going to create something like private bin, Docker Compose. This is the Compose YAML. You just copy raw file contents, and you have to give it a name. This is private bin, and you just paste it here. Okay, 0 docker private bin data points to SRV data. Home 0 docker private bin conf.php. All right, we copy raw file. Then we go back to the server. We go cd. Then we go to cd private bin, which I already created. Then we do docker private bin, and then we do wget conf.php. Okay, now that we have it, we do nano conf.php. Now I need to modify that because I grabbed it from my own private one. So we're gonna call it, let's say, my private bin. Okay, so we're not going to use HTTPS. We're just going to put the IP, which is 192.168. 122.81. And what port is that using? 8082. So we add the semicolon 8082. Okay, then we leave the rest as is, part of XeroLinux, whatever, and we're gonna save and exit. Now we go back to our browser and then we hit deploy stack and wait for it. Now it's pulling the image and deploying it. Give it some time. My connection is slow, so give it a few moments. It's not very big, so it should be done in a few seconds now. All right. Okay, it's done. Now we go to 192.168.122. Okay, 8082, correct? Let's check again. We go to editor, 8082. You go to this port, not that one. That's the internal port. That's the one you access it with. So we hit enter, and there you go. Of course, you need HTTPS. I'll show you mine, bin.0linux.xyz. This is what it will look like. So you can set it up to expire in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, never. Or you can set it up to burn after reading, just like Mission Impossible. Or you can also open a discussion and you can lock it with a password. Also, you can attach a file. You can enable all that, disable all that via the conf file, and you can select the format, plain text, source code, or markdown. Okay, so we deployed private bin. Let's deploy something else. Let's say, got Docker, let's say Moodist. Moodist is amazing. So we go to the Docker Compose, again, copy raw, add stack, call it Moodist. No capitals here or numbers. You paste it. So what it will do is it will grab the Moodist image from GitHub container repository, call it Moodist, and we set up the maximum file size to 1 gig because you can upload files. Restart always, and the port is 8087. Remember that. Okay, so we do this and deploy stack. Okay, it's done. So 8087, huh? So we go to 192.168.122. Now 8087. There you go. This is Moodist. I'm going to give you an example of what it is. Okay, you select river. Can you hear that? Campfire. Wind. Howling wind. You get the idea. So that's Moodist. I hope you like this basic introduction to deploying Docker containers and so on and so forth. I thought this would make a useful video for some of you guys out there who want to do that, who have been looking on how to do it all. Well, let's see how easy it is. It's very simple. It's like install Docker, enable the service, add yourself to the Docker group, deploy Portainer, and start deploying the rest of your containers via Portainer. Portainer is a Docker manager. There you go. And if you want to set them up, give them a domain name, you go through Cloudflare. I hope you have enjoyed the video thus far. And if you want to support me, the links are in the description below. So you can follow the video step by step and start deploying your Docker containers. Superb. And you'll be on your merry way. I recommend grabbing a cheap, mini PCs, and use those as your home lab server. That's what I use. And I've been enjoying it for almost a year now. Don't forget to, of course, like the video to help me out via the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out and God bless.